Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I'm Stefania. Today I want to do a little flip through of my reading journal with you. First of all, because I was already planning on doing it, but also because some of you asked me on Instagram if I could share my pages once I was filling them in, because they were pretty curious about it, and so I'm more than happy to do this video. I've already tried to shoot this one while talking a little bit more through each single spread, and let me tell you, it didn't work. It was I would say about an hour long, so I'm gonna reshoot it again, and this time I've decided to go for a simple flip through where I'm gonna give you some details about each single page, but I won't talk at all about the books for two reasons. One, because I don't want to take it forever, and second, because I don't want to give any spoiler, because maybe some of you will want to read some of these books, so I'm gonna try to do it fast. I'm still using this lovely notebook by the Notebook Therapy. I just love it. Anyway, let me tell you one thing before I open this. I finally did it. I've never done it before, but I finally decided to write my name in the first page. It was extremely hard to do it. As you know, if you've seen my previous videos, I never set up that page. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe anxiety for the first page, I don't know. But this time I've done it. So get ready for that. I just extremely proud of myself because I've done it. So yes, this is my first page that I've created that for sure you haven't seen before, because I've just done without posting anything about it. I've decided to add this little lovely envelope here where I could fill into it my little card, where I've had it behind a piece of paper where I've just put my color code because I needed one for my monthly view. Then there is the same cover page that I've set up. Again, in case you've missed it, I'm gonna put a link here so you can watch my Plan With Me video where I'm setting up the pages for the wall here. All these spreads, you will find them there. Books of 2022, as you can see, I've colored 7 books because that's the number of books that I've read. I've decided to color the books at the end of the month, so I'm not gonna color once twice or forget about one, because maybe I will be like, I've already colored this one or not, I don't know. So in this way, at the end of the month, I'm gonna be like, okay, I've read 7 books, I'm gonna color 7 books all together, fast and easy. Bingo! I've managed to check 2 of them, because I don't remember if I said it or not, but basically to make things a little bit harder, because I know that some people have different rules for this, each single book can allow me to color only one of all of these options. For example, if I'm gonna read a book that it's a fantasy and has more than 300 pages, or I'm gonna count it for a book with more than 300 pages, or for a fantasy. I can't color them both thanks to one book. I don't know if it makes sense, but I wanted to make things a little bit harder, let's say it. So this month I managed to read a classic and start and finish a whole series. Basically, this is the reason why I couldn't check anything else, was that the series the one that took me the most. Basically, on 7 books, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are from the series, technically. So I've also read 1 book that was suggested to me, so I just have 2 more books to read suggested to me to check this one off. If you know me, I hate to read books that have been suggested to me. It's not like I hate to read them, I just never do it. There's not a reason why. My reading tracker, I don't like how it turned out, but I'm gonna keep it this way up until the end of the year, because I don't like the idea of changing it for the other month. I don't know, in my mind it was completely different, but it's okay, I'm gonna keep it this way. As you can see, I've managed to read for 31 days in the month, and I've managed to read a lot of pages, considering that I've read 7 books and I wasn't expecting to read more than 3 or 4 books, so amazing. Even if I have to say that some of these books were extremely short, probably we could consider them short stories more than books, but it's okay. And the days in which I've read the most were the 10th and the 11th of January, mainly because I was sick and I've basically spent the whole day, I would say both of them, so the whole 2 days in bed, and so if I wasn't sleeping I was reading. That's why my reading increased enough in these 2 days, even if I've slept also a lot. Then there's my Goodreads challenge page. As you can see, there was one book that I didn't really like this month. The problem with this page, I've realized it only right now, is that I've decided to rate books from 1 to 5 stars, but I can also, for example, give a 4.5 star, and with only 5 colors, I can't really create a difference between, for example, a book that I've rated 4 star or 4.5. They will eventually always be in the same color. So next time I will have to think more about this. But it's okay because I put the rating in another page, so it's fine. This is my books read in 2022 with the cover page and the rating under them. Ignore this book because I finished this one in February, but I already attached it. I'll stop myself straight after doing it so that it was a little bit more realistic for January, but it's okay. As you can see, the book that I didn't really like was by Dostoevsky, and the one that I liked the most was the first one of the Folk of the Air series by Holly Black, so it's okay. I really like how it's coming out, and I don't know if I'm gonna have enough space, but as I've mentioned before, in case of need, I'm gonna have some kind of Dutch door or something like that, I don't know. I'm gonna worry about it at the moment. Book for each month, I put down my favorite book of the month, so this is gonna be my favorite book of January. It's my favorite book of January. My series tracker. I have to say something about how I track series. For example, The Folk of the Air has 3 main books, but then there is also The Lost Sister and How the King of Elfhame Learn to Hate Stories. Oh gosh, it's hard to say in English. I was thinking about the title. I'm sorry. Anyway, I count them all. So whenever there's gonna be a series in which I don't know why they do this. They kind of do like book number 1, 2, 3, 3.5, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 6.5, then no. For me, it's book 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I count them all, and that could be the reason why you won't probably count it. Like you're gonna be like, but wait a second, The Folk of the Air is mainly a trilogy, so it has 3 books, but you have 5. That's the simple reason. I'm pretty much out of my brain when I do things like this, but it's okay. For me it works. Maybe not for the others, I don't know. I still have to work on this page a little bit more, but these are the others I want to read. I'm pretty much excited for the one by Katie McGarry because I've read all of her books basically. But I was waiting for these 2 to be translated in Italian because I'm not sure I can get all the words correctly when it comes to fantasy, so I still have more series to track, but I'm gonna do it later probably because my mind is a little bit in a confusion moment right now. Let's move to the next pages better because I think I've said enough pointless thing. This is my books and books where I've simply tracked down the title of the book and the author, and whenever I started and finished it, how many stars I've decided to give to that book, and if it was any book or a physical book. And up until here, these are the books that I've read in January. I've already finished one in February and started another one. The You Should Read page where I've read the title and the name of the writer that have been suggested to me and who I should thank for it. These have been coming from Instagram and one from YouTube. In some cases, for example, I've been just given a name like Read Anything By and the name of the writer, and so in that case there's not a specific title. I know, I'm pretty sure I missed a few, so anyway, if you have any book suggestions, any books that according to you I should read, just write it down in a comment and I'm gonna add it to this page, and if I'm gonna be good, I'm gonna make sure to read it and check it like it happened this month. Then there is my reading stats. This is the only page of the stats that I've actually filled in. I didn't do this one because these two are yearly stats, and in these two cases I still have to decide how to fill in if using craft paper or color it. Basically in January I've managed to read 7 books. I've read 1,597 pages. 4 of the 7 books were ebooks and 3 were physical books. And now it's time to move to January. Okay. In case you've missed it also this one, I've also created a plan with me video that's already online, where I've planned the first few pages, not all the pages, but just the first few pages with you. It's a plan with me video, so be sure to check it out in case you missed it. The first page is my monthly view. As I've mentioned in my earlier video, I've decided to use it to write down whenever I've started and finished the book. Pretty simple. I've decided to create the color code, a color code to see whenever, basically I've divided it for physical books and ebooks. Whenever I start a physical book, I'm gonna write the name of the book in red. Whenever I'm gonna finish it in orange, it's gonna be in purple if I've started and finished it in the same day. It's gonna be, instead for the ebooks, the colors that I've decided to use will be these 3. And the fact of using a color code allows me to have a better view. For example, first of all, it allows me to see the difference between physical books and ebooks. And for example, in this case, I just look at the page and I see The Lost Sister in this color, which allows me to understand that I've started and finished it in the same day. So nothing complicated, I just like to keep track of this thing. And the next page is my reading tracker, where I simply color next to each single day how many pages I've read. I've divided them 10 by 10, so 10, 20, 30 and 40, and I've decided to write next to each single day the exact number of pages, how many pages I've read. Then we go to my books of January. As I've mentioned, it's my first year doing a reading journal, like a serious reading journal, so I wasn't sure if one page would have been enough or not. That's why I created this little door. I've learned one thing. I need to create this spread in 2 pages for February, without a doubt, because this is what happened. By the way, I really love how it turned out. Now that I'm looking at it, I see a mistake here. I should have only colored 2 stars. I don't know why I colored 3. Anyway, basically, thanks to a stamp, I've created this, and I had to write the title, the author, the number of the book. So I've decided to write first, second, third book according to number of books that I'm reading. So whenever I'm gonna arrive in December, I'm gonna also know how many books I've read in the year, which is kind of easy to understand even from the reading stats page, but it's okay. And the date of whenever I finished it, how many stars I've decided to give to that book, and a very, very small review. You're gonna see from my spreads that are gonna come in the next few pages that for me it's impossible to create a review in a few lines, but it's okay. Favorite book? I created this page with you. The only missing part was this part. I've decided to print the cover of the book, and I've just reported the title of the book, the author, the year in which it was published, and my rating on a 5-star. In this case, since it was part of a series, I've decided to write also the name of the series. Pretty simple. Now, with the next page, we're gonna start going through my spreads for the books that I've read. As I mentioned before, I'm not gonna talk about any of these books, so no spoiler, and so I'm gonna try to make the video a little bit shorter so everyone can see it. It's not gonna take you hours. The pro of not talking about the books? Simple. You won't hear me saying big messed up names. Like, I always get the names wrong. so we're all gonna be happy about it. Here we go with the first book. Before I go on, let me tell one thing. All the photos of the books that you will see in all of my spreads are not made by me. Credit to the right owner. I found them all on Instagram except for one, so be sure to go and check them out. I'm gonna link the owner of these photos in the description box. I don't have the link for the fan art, I'm sorry, I just didn't save them. Anyway, credit to the right owner. You can find them everywhere, Pinterest, Instagram, everywhere, literally. For all the spread, I've decided to recreate the title as it's on the cover of the book. I didn't do it only for 2 books because if the cover has a typical title, nothing fancy, not a lovely font, anything like that, I just decided to change a little bit because I didn't want to just write it there in uppercase and that's it. All the books of the series have the same style, so it's kind of identical, I would say. The only thing that I've hated about this is that the gold pen takes forever to dry. So yes, I had to wait a lot. Also, stickers will be linked in the description box. At least from the one I remember where I had them from, sorry. The second book of the year was the second one of the Folk of the Year series. Again, credit to the right owner. I just love these fan arts. I love them. I don't know how can people do them. Literally, I'm a master drawing, so it's not my problem. I really like to create spreads and try to put things that also kind of fit into it, or not always. In this case, I've decided to put this too. Okay, I'm not gonna explain because I don't want to give any spoiler. Third book of the series and third book of the year, The Queen of Nothing. If you read the book, you're gonna know, for example, that there are some things that are connected to it. For example, why I've used this sticker. You know the answer if you read the book. That's it. Same for this one. This one was on black and white. I just printed it from, I don't remember from where, and I've decided just to color it with some gold details that I've also added in some pictures, like here. I've also had it here in some stickers because I wanted to give more details with the gold gel pen, which probably is not really rendering on camera, but that's okay. Fourth book, The Lost Sisters. Basically, this is fun. It's not. I have a problem with a certain character of the book. Actually, I have a problem with her in all the freaking books, but it's okay. And I had to read this one because I was expecting something more, like a real good reason, but no. I don't feel satisfied. Still hating her, but it's okay. No spoiler, right? No talking. I'm sorry. In this case, since the title was more on another color, I decided to use the gold for the inside and the black for the outside. I didn't say this before, but of course, all of my spreads, I write down whatever I think about the book, my opinions, my questions, but I write down everything in Italian. It's easier. And by the way, sometimes it's not even easier in Italian because sometimes I don't know how to explain what's going through my mind. Anyway, next book was the book that was suggested to me, and it was Il Ladro Di Nebbia. This book is by an Italian woman, which, boom, happiness for me, because I haven't read anything by an Italian author in so long, and I really wanted to do it this year. This was recommended to me on Instagram. I really loved it. I can't tell you the title in English because sadly I've looked up on Goodreads and it looks like it wasn't translated in English, but if you speak Spanish you can find it also in Spanish. If I'm not wrong, it's also in French, but I don't want to say pointless thing, but It's not in English, I'm sorry, but it's definitely a book that I really enjoyed it, and it really made me think a lot, not about the book itself, but about some topics such as the meaning of time, memories. It's obvious that time and kids were an important thing in this book, but this is again, I don't want to give any spoiler, even if probably I could even talk about it, because if you only read books in English, you won't find this one, so you won't read it. But anyway, I really loved this one, and it was really a good one. I rated it 4 stars. Yep. This one. Other fact is the spread I hate the most in the whole month. I don't like it. It's okay. I'm gonna try to move on, but I think that I didn't like it while I was creating it. I don't like it now. It's probably connected to the fact that I didn't like it in the book. Again, I don't want to give any spoiler, but the point was that I've decided to give it a try, because one of my goals is to read more books out of my comfort zone, and classic is not my typical to-go book. I was hoping that if I'm gonna start with a classic and it's gonna be a short one, maybe I'm gonna kind of fall in love again with that style, but no. It didn't happen this time. In this case, I just didn't like it. It's a no. But it was a no for me. I know that some people consider it this is sorry, I mentioned to say, because I read the title in Italian, smart, that maybe you weren't understanding. It's White Nights by Dostoevsky. I've ended up rating it 2 stars, but if I'm gonna rethink about it, I might even downgrade it to 1 star, but it's okay. Then this book came out in January, so I couldn't miss it. So I've decided to read this one too. One important thing in this case, the picture is from Amazon. Don't ask me why. I was looking on Amazon for the book, and in the product picture, in the product photos, so not in the review part or anything like that, there was this picture, so I can give credit to the right owner. So whoever did it as the right owner. I didn't take this picture. Are again of this credit to the right owner. I was a little bit disappointed with this book. Like, I was waiting for a little bit more. I was hoping for something more. I really liked the fact that there were also pictures inside the book, but that's it. Like, when I finished it, I was like, and what now? Like, I was expecting more, but other than that, it was well written. I really like how Holy Black writes, so it was enjoyable, let's say it this way, but I was waiting for something more. I was really expecting for a lot more, honestly, not just... It was extremely also short, let's be honest, I think it was under 120 pages, so again. And that was the last book of the month. Then I started another one, but I've only finished it in February, so it doesn't count for January. And these are the latest 2 pages. It's my January review page, where I'll just write down everything. So I can know everything just by looking at these 2 pages. Basically, in January, I've read 7 books. 4 of them were books, and 3 were physical books. I've gave a total of 24.5 stars between all the books. White Nights by Dostoevsky was absolutely a no for me, and I've read for 31 days in the month, so basically I've read every single day a little bit, which makes me extremely happy and proud of myself. Bingo! I've managed to read a classic and to start and finish a series. Excited about checking out of the whole thing. I've read 1,597 pages. I've read 1 book that was suggested to me, and it was Ladro Di Nebbia, and again here I've wrote down the title of my favorite book. I hope you liked this little flip through of my reading journal so far. I want to do this kind of video every single month if you like it, so let me know if you would love to see more like this. I would love to know your favorite spread between all the ones that I've created here in January. I definitely think that I've gave The Best of Me with the Folk of the Air books. I also like the one that I created for Ladro Di Nebbia. This is the one that I hate the most. Not only the book, but even the spread. But I'd love to know your opinion about this. Let me also know in the comment if you've read any of these books, or if you're planning to do it, or just write down what you've read this past month, so maybe I'm gonna read something that you've read, who knows? I hope you really liked this video, that you've enjoyed your time, and that it wasn't too hard to follow me. If you did, a little thumb up and a comment can really make my day. As always, I'm always happy to read your comments and to answer to them. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye!